There was a lot of noise in the Great Hall. Students were talking about all sorts of various subjects. Harry entered the Great Hall and sat down at the Gryffindor table next to his best friend Ron Weasley.
Did you notice? Notice what? Look at Dumbledore, mate. His hair seems like a mess, and he has scars all over his face. It looks like he has been in a fight.
Harry looked at Dumbledore, who sat very relaxed on his chair. Indeed, his hair was messy, and underneath his left eye and right cheek there were 2 great scars. Dumbledore himself didn't seem worried about it. McGonagall, who sat next to Dumbledore, was also looking at the scars on Dumbledore's face.
How do you think he got those? I don't know, but I shall ask him after I've finished my breakfast.
When the students had finished their breakfast, Dumbledore stood up from his chair and spoke to them.
Students, may I have your attention, please? I'd like to remind you that this afternoon the first Quidditch trainings are taking place. If you want to play in the team of your house, then you can ask that to your team's captain. That's all I wanted to say.
After these words, Dumbledore sat down again, and the students stood up from their tables and started to leave. Harry stayed, because he was thinking about what had just happened. Why did Dumbledore act like that? That announcement about the Quidditch trainings had already been made at the beginning of the school year. And then there was this brief moment when Dumbledore stuttered. If Harry didn't know better, he would have believed it was Professor Quirrell who had taken Polyjuice Potion. But that was impossible. Professor Quirrell was dead. Harry had, unwillingly, killed him during his first year at Hogwarts. And Dumbledore had told him that wizards could not come back from the dead.
Harry Potter!
Harry woke from his thoughts and noticed the rest of the Great Hall was empty. He looked behind him to see who had called his name. It was Professor McGonagall.
Potter? What are you still doing here?
I was thinking whether or not I was going to leave the Great Hall, and I decided to go for the former.
After these words, Harry quickly left the Great Hall. McGonagall watched him leave. She was wondering why Harry had stayed in the Great Hall after Dumbledore's speech. Had he noticed something was wrong with Dumbledore? If that was the case, then Harry had to disappear. But how?